All right, everyone. When I woke up this morning, I was sent several DMs talking about this particular story. Link in the description. Not archived, of course. It's just like, laughing about it, basically. Joe Biden has awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom now to Hillary Clinton and George Soros, among several other people. This is very, very interesting. It's basically a backhand to the incoming Trump admin, the same with the Jimmy Carter half-mast sort of thing going on. Hillary Clinton and George Soros. When did they fight for freedom or liberty in any meaningful way? This is Joe Biden's way of burning down the house on his way out the door. I've spoken about this before. It doesn't surprise me, unfortunately. From an incompetent administration, you would expect that their dear Führer would reward those who tried to help the administration. You'll notice Soros and Clinton were two of the only people who were generally on board with the Biden administration. So these are people, they're outgoing. I mean, they're old and decrepit and fucked up just like Biden is. Two of the people within the Democratic Party that did not try to force him out of office. Hillary Clinton did weigh in later, but she waited until pretty much every other Democrat had. Where's the freedom? Freedom for people in Libya? Freedom for people in Iraq? It's just not really a thing. Hillary Clinton is a terrifying witch, and George Soros, at this point, he's basically gone zombie mode. It's not even clear that he's self-aware. Biden, therefore, has some compatriotism with him. This is a symbol of the corruption of the outgoing administration. It's a symbol of the incompetence. But it's not fully incompetent when you really think about it. In part, it's more like, one hand washes the other. Oh, we're all a bunch of neoliberals. Hey, let me give you this special medal to commemorate your long and historied career of destroying several nations. In both Clinton and Soros' case, this is actually the case. He's basically rewarding his cohorts, his cronies. Biden actually got in. Hillary didn't. And so, of course, he has to give her some sort of reward. Same with George Soros, his so-called activist, so-called philanthropist. The only time that I supported Soros was in the 2000s. He came out against the drug war, generally speaking, and was pushing marijuana legalization. I know that some of you, by the way, don't support that, so my apologies. Not really, but, on paper. And so I supported that as a college kid, because I'm like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Other than that, he's mainly funded super corporations, warmongering, nation building, world policing, and things like that. Just a standard friggin' neoliberal. So it makes sense that Joe Biden would want to reward the people that funded and supported his campaign when he was actually in a campaign, prior to being forced to drop out because his debate performance was so disastrous he could not continue any longer. It's funny because 90% of the Democratic Party did throw him under the bus. Hillary was one of the last ones that was actually still supporting him. The Clintons did eventually come out against his campaign and say, well, maybe this isn't going to work. I think, by the way, they were wrong. Honestly, I don't blame Joe Biden for torpedoing the Kamala Harris campaign, for example. He was a better candidate than her, even after his debate performance. On a different timeline, Joe Biden is the Democratic nominee anyway, and probably at least won Pennsylvania. Do I think that he could have won? No, I do not believe that he would have won. Would he have been humiliated? No. He would have at least gotten more electoral votes than Kamala Harris. Now he's giving the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Hillary Clinton and George Soros. Again, can I please ask, what specific thing did either of them do, other than Soros with marijuana, I suppose? What specific thing did they do to actually promote freedom at any time in their career? There is none. It does not exist. So this is literally just a farce. It's nothing more than political theater. It's just like, again, with the Jimmy Carter half-mast thing. during the inauguration, because normally the flags are, hoisted high because, you're inaugurating a new president. The reason that they're doing that is nothing more than political optics. Joe Biden does not like Trump. He hates him. And so he's trying to do everything he can to lay landmines down to screw with him on foreign policy, with the Carter thing, etc. That being said, he also backstabbed the Democratic Party. He's rewarding the handful of people that stayed relatively loyal to him towards the bitter end. When it was clear that he was no longer capable of running because he didn't have the will of the party anymore, there were a handful of people who still stood behind him. George Soros, the perennial oligarch of the Democratic Party. Hillary Clinton, representative of the Clinton brand, because it ain't Bill making the goddamn decisions, and so forth. A very small number of people. You saw him give the second highest award the other day to a handful of people as well. He saved the best for last, I suppose. He's doing this in a pointed remark towards the Trump administration, and nothing more. That's basically what he's doing. Joe Biden is a piece of shit. He's also demented. I don't know that it was necessarily his idea in the first place. It could be because the Clintons did, in the end, finally turn on him and say, well, this isn't going to work. It could be that somebody advised him that it was a good idea to give the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Hillary Clinton. Because he can't even choose what he's going to eat in the morning. He can't even choose, what shoes he's going to wear in the afternoon. He is out to lunch. He's demented, quite literally. So it could be that it's not even Biden's decision. But considering that grin that he gave, when he was asked pointedly by the legacy media, oh, how do you feel about Kamala Harris's loss? And he turns around. He felt very good about it. And that's because he had a role in it. So he's not quite with it. He is demented. But there's just enough self-awareness to be vindictive. This is a vindictive move by Joe Biden, in my opinion. And I don't think that anyone's going to disagree with me. The idea that Hillary Clinton, of all fucking people, deserves the Presidential Medal of Freedom is so ludicrous, so ridiculous, that I can't even necessarily believe that Joe Biden, even in his dementia state, would be crazy enough to think it up. No, I don't know exactly who's behind it, but boy oh boy, are they out to lunch too, messed up in the head. That's about all. Peace out.